Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to grow, if you want to become someone who stands out, who leads, who inspires, then don't join an easy crowd. Because easy crowds don't push you, they comfort you. They clap for mediocrity, not mastery. In easy crowds, it's easy to be average, easy to be lazy, and easy to stay the same. But greatness doesn't come from comfort. It comes from challenge. It comes from surrounding yourself with people who are ahead of you, who force you to level up. If you're always the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room. Easy crowds protect your ego, but they kill your ambition. They'll never ask you the tough questions. They'll never demand more from you. And if you stay too long in such a crowd, you start to shrink to fit in. So what should you do? Seek the hard crowd, the crowd that makes you uncomfortable, the crowd that talks about vision, discipline, growth, and legacy. A crowd that doesn't celebrate comfort, but commitment, because that's where your real power will awaken. The road to greatness is not crowded, not because it's a secret, but because it's hard. Most people don't want to be uncomfortable. Most people choose easy, and they get average in return. Most people naturally gravitate toward what's easy. It's human instinct. We're wired to seek comfort and avoid pain. So, when you find a crowd that doesn't challenge you, it feels good. You're accepted, you're celebrated, and nothing you do is ever questioned. But here's the harsh truth. What feels good in the short term often costs you everything in the long term. Easy crowds give you validation without accountability. You get praise without progress. Everyone laughs at the same jokes, talks about the same problems, makes the same excuses, and no one actually changes. You could stay in the same place for 5 years and never notice it until it's too late. That's what makes easy crowds so dangerous. They don't look like the enemy of growth, but they quietly kill your momentum. When you surround yourself with people who don't push you to evolve, you slowly stop pushing yourself. You settle, you compromise, you adopt their pace, their standards, their habits, and most of the time, those habits are rooted in mediocrity. Easy crowds don't demand you read more, think more, or try more. They don't spark deep conversations or challenge your excuses. Instead, they validate laziness. They normalize staying the same. But growth doesn't come from repetition, it comes from resistance. And easy crowds offer none of that. There's no friction, no fire, no force that compels you to improve. You remain in your comfort zone, a zone where you're never forced to confront your weaknesses and never forced to level up your strengths. It becomes a soft prison where your potential is trapped behind the bars of ease. This kind of environment may protect your ego, but it starves your excellence. It makes you feel like you're winning when you're actually losing. You get so used to being enough for them that you stop striving to be more for yourself. That's why easy crowds feel warm and welcoming, but over time, they freeze your ambition. If your current circle never makes you feel the need to stretch beyond your current abilities, if they never challenge you to upgrade your habits, think bigger, or aim higher, then you're not in a growth environment. You're in a comfort cocoon, and cocoons may feel safe, but nothing inside them ever flies until it breaks out. Growth is not a gift, it's a fight. It doesn't happen when life is soft. It happens when life is tough. When you're stretched, pressured, tested, and sometimes even broken, that's where transformation begins. Yet most people avoid the very environments that make them grow, because those environments are uncomfortable. Think about a seed. It doesn't become a tree in soft soil alone. It breaks apart in darkness, under pressure, in silence, while no one is watching. Challenge forces it to grow roots before it ever breaks the surface. Your growth is the same. It happens underground, in seasons of discomfort, in crowds that expect more of you than you expect of yourself. If your life is too easy, it's likely too small. Comfort is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. People who grow consistently aren't those who look for what's easiest, they look for what builds them. They don't chase comfort, they chase capacity. And the only way to expand your capacity is to stretch it just like a muscle. No one builds strength without strain. An easy crowd never introduces that strain. They want you to feel good, not to get better. But challenge is the price of becoming more. Whether it's physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual growth, the process is always uncomfortable. It forces you to confront your weaknesses. It reveals your blind spots. It tests your discipline. It makes you earn your evolution. Real growth also requires real feedback, and easy crowds don't offer that. They'd rather protect your feelings than protect your future. But the people who truly want you to grow will challenge your excuses. They'll call you out when you play small. They'll raise the bar when you settle. And yes, it might frustrate you. It might feel like they're being too harsh. But that's because they're committed to your greatness, not your comfort. If you always take the easy path, if you always surround yourself with people who tell you you're doing just fine, then don't be surprised when years pass and your life looks exactly the same. Challenge is the environment where greatness is born. It's in the sweat. It's in the struggle. It's in the people who demand more, not less from you. Growth does not knock politely. It pounds at your door in the form of difficulty. Will you answer, or will you keep hiding in ease? It's one of the most powerful truths in personal development. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to the level of your surroundings. The people you spend the most time with shape the way you think, act, speak, and live. Whether you realize it or not, your environment is silently molding your standards every single day. If you surround yourself with people who are content with staying stuck, guess what? You'll start to believe that stuck is normal. If your circle avoids discipline, complains about hard work, and makes excuses for why life is unfair, eventually, you'll begin echoing their mindset. Why? Because it's easier to fit in than to stand out. It's easier to blend than to break away. That's how environments work. They condition you. They either lift your level or lower it. But when you choose to place yourself in a room filled with driven, focused, purposeful individuals, everything changes. Suddenly, excellence isn't the exception, it's the expectation. You start to realize that success isn't reserved for other people. It becomes clear that success is simply the byproduct of better habits, better beliefs, and a better circle. And when the people around you live that truth, it becomes contagious. Here's the hard part. Sometimes growth means outgrowing people. That might mean friends you've known for years. It might mean family who loves you but doesn't understand your vision. And that's not about judgment, it's about alignment. Because who you spend time with is who you become. You can't talk about dreams with people who only understand limits. You can't grow wings in a cage full of clipped ones. Your standards, your mindset, your energy, all of it is a reflection of your inner circle. Want to be healthier? Hang around people who treat their body with respect. Want to be wealthier? Learn from those who understand money, not just spend it. Want to be wiser? Surround yourself with thinkers, not just talkers. Because every person in your life is either pulling you forward or holding you back. There is no neutral. Take inventory. Who challenges you? Who calls you out when you're off track? Who celebrates your discipline, not just your comfort? If your crowd isn't pushing you, inspiring you, and helping you grow, then you're in the wrong crowd. You don't have to hate them, but you do have to elevate from them. You're not just choosing friends. You're choosing your future self. Choose wisely. We often believe success is about massive action, a huge breakthrough, one lucky moment, or some rare opportunity that changes everything overnight. But real success doesn't work like that. It's not found in a single decision, a viral moment, or one grand gesture. It's built quietly, patiently, and consistently through your daily habits. What you do occasionally doesn't shape your life. What you do consistently does. Your future is not determined by what you hope to do or plan to do someday. It's being written right now in the small choices you make every day. Every morning you hit snooze, every time you skip that workout, every hour you give to distractions, every book you don't read, every task you postpone, it all adds up. And just the same way, every page you read, every focused hour you work, every meaningful conversation you have, every healthy choice you make, that adds up too. Your habits are not just routines, they are votes for the person you want to become. Think of it like this: every day, you cast tiny votes toward your identity. You're either becoming stronger or weaker, sharper or duller, more focused or more scattered. You don't rise to the level of your dreams, you fall to the level of your habits. That's the battlefield where success is won, in the invisible hours, the quiet choices, the disciplined decisions made when no one is watching. But here's what most people miss. Greatness doesn't feel like greatness while you're building it. It feels boring, repetitive, ordinary. Success doesn't come wrapped in excitement. It shows up wrapped in routine. And that's why most people quit, because they expect motivation to carry them, but motivation fades. What lasts is discipline, and discipline is born from habit. The most successful people in the world don't rely on willpower, they rely on structure. They don't wait to feel inspired, they design environments and systems that keep them moving forward even when they don't feel like it. They wake up and do what matters, not because it's easy, but because it's a non-negotiable part of who they are. You want to change your life, start small, be consistent. 10 pages a day becomes 15 books a year. 30 minutes of focused work every morning becomes a business over time. A gratitude journal every night becomes a mindset shift. It doesn't need to be intense, it needs to be relentless. We overestimate what we can do in a day and underestimate what we can build in a year of steady, focused action. You're not just building a to-do list, you're building a legacy. You're shaping a future self one disciplined day at a time. Let's be brutally honest, most people aren't out of time because they're too busy. They're out of time because they are too distracted. In today's world, your biggest threat isn't lack of opportunity, it's the constant noise that steals your attention, one click, one notification, one meaningless activity at a time. These distractions don't just waste minutes, they destroy momentum, dilute focus, and leave you with a sense of exhaustion even when you've accomplished nothing meaningful. You have dreams, you have goals, you have a vision, but here's the truth: as long as you allow time, wasters to run your life, your goals will always take the back seat. We live in an age where everything fights for your attention: apps, ads, texts, emails, YouTube suggestions, mindless scrolling, endless, quick distractions that turn into hours of mental fog. It's not just your time being consumed, it's your mental clarity, your willpower, your potential. You're not too busy. Your time is being leaked through invisible holes. And until you identify those holes and seal them, you'll keep losing hours to things that don't matter, won't move you forward, and leave you feeling frustrated at the end of the day. So what are the time wasters? They're the toxic habits you've normalized: doom scrolling through social media with no purpose, binge watching shows that numb your mind, hanging out with people who drain your energy, saying yes to things that don't align with your purpose, checking your phone 100 times a day for no real reason. These are the hidden thieves of your destiny. But here's the empowering part: you can take back control. You can audit your day with honesty. You can ask, where is my time going? What am I allowing into my life that doesn't serve the person I want to become? Once you answer that, the solution becomes clear. Cut it out, ruthlessly, without apology. Unfollow the accounts that pull you into comparison. Turn off notifications that interrupt your flow. Remove apps that add no value. Block websites that eat your hours. Limit screen time. Set boundaries on conversations that spiral into gossip or negativity. This isn't about being rigid, it's about being intentional. Because every minute spent on something meaningless is a minute stolen from something powerful. And remember, every time waster you eliminate creates space for something better. Creativity, clarity, rest, deep work, growth, peace. When you clear out the noise, the signal of your purpose gets louder. You start moving with precision. You start living on purpose. You stop reacting to life and begin shaping it. You must be willing to detox your environment, to protect your energy, to choose depth over distraction, because the more you eliminate what doesn't matter, the more your time starts working for you, not against you. When people hear the phrase time management, they often think of calendars, planners, to-do lists, and productivity hacks. But at its core, time management has nothing to do with tools and everything to do with self-worth. The way you manage your time is a direct reflection of how much you value yourself. It's not about being busy, it's about being honorable with your existence. You respect what you protect, and if you truly respected your goals, your future, your peace, your calling, you would protect your time like your life depends on it. Because it does. Think about it. When someone disrespects you, talks over you, or takes you for granted, you feel that deeply. But what about when you disrespect yourself by letting your time be wasted, by ignoring what matters to you, by constantly putting your life on hold? It may not feel loud in the moment, but your soul notices. Your confidence erodes, your sense of purpose fades, because at the deepest level you know, you were meant for more than this. Every time you prioritize what's urgent over what's important, every time you say yes to something meaningless and no to your own growth, every time you let distractions control your day, you're not just mismanaging time, you're sending a message to yourself. My goals don't matter. My time isn't valuable. I can wait. But the truth is, you can't wait. Life doesn't pause for you to get organized. The clock doesn't care about your excuses. The world isn't going to clear a path for your dream. You have to carve that path yourself. And that starts with how you treat the hours you're given. Self-respect means showing up for yourself not once in a while, but every single day. It means choosing your future over your feelings. It means doing what's right over what's easy. It means designing your life around your purpose instead of floating through your days hoping something will change. Nothing changes until you change how you use your time. You wouldn't hand your car keys to a stranger, so why hand your time to people, platforms, and problems that have no place in your future? When you start respecting your time, something powerful happens. You elevate your standards. You stop entertaining low-value conversations. You stop tolerating chaos. You stop shrinking yourself to fit other people's agendas. You step into the identity of someone who honors their life, because time is your life. And here's the truth. People will start to treat you how you treat yourself. If you walk through life with boundaries, clarity, and focus, people will respect you for it. But if you live scattered, reactive, and constantly available, the world will walk all over your schedule. Self-respect is the gateway to time freedom. It's not about perfection, it's about commitment. It's about waking up every day and deciding, my time is sacred, my life is worth protecting, my mission matters.